time to know who he is, and then really allowing him to let you live free because of who he is. That's what we're really going to focus on next year. And there's these verses that go with it. And it talks about, the first one, it says, the Bible says, God says, seek first God's kingdom. Seek a relationship with him first. Seek what he's about. And everything else is going to fall into place for you, the Bible says. There's another one that says, be still and know I am God. Be still and know who I am. That's taking time to recognize. And then the truth, understanding that when you know the truth, when you know who God is, the truth sets you free, the Bible says. And so it's this personal pursuit of us seeking God like never before, knowing him like never before, and learning to live a life with him like never before. And then at the same time, it's a dual thing. We're going to help others seek God. We're going to help others know God. And we're going to have others live for the first time as they recognize who God is and gain this relationship with God. So next year is going to be a really amazing day. And today was more of a, like I said, today was more of a reflective day. Starting next week, we're rolling up our sleeves, you want to call it, and really getting at it and really going after this pursuit on what is God calling us to do. And then here was this one phrase, I am who I am. It's understanding, because this is a name of God. It's understanding when God says I am what? What does that mean? Why does he call himself that? Why does he call himself I am? What does this mean? And so we're going to pursue this phrase a lot, and we're going to understand God as our provider like never before next year. We're going to understand God as our friend, as our strength like never before. And so that's what we're going to do next year. But with the last remaining days, guys, that we have, take these times to reflect on God and begin to prepare your heart for next year. With Christmas, and we had the trilogy going on, right? We have Thanksgiving all in a month, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and now we got New Year's. We just finished Christmas yesterday, New Year's around the corner. All of it has this one word, and they all deal with the word give, right? Thanksgiving, what's that all about? It's taking time to reflect on who God is and what he's done for you to give him thanks, right? And then Christmas, what's Christmas all about? That's all about giving. That's all about, for the people that you love, expressing your love in action, giving either gifts or giving of yourself, of time, volunteering. Christmas is all about giving. I mean, God gave. God gave his son because he loved us so much, and Jesus gave his life because he loved us so much. And then New Year's is the same thing, right? What do we do on New Year's? We make a resolution and we give a promise to ourselves that I'm going to lose 20 pounds, this year. And I always say whatever amount of weight that I say I'm going to lose that year, I always gain maybe 3% of that by the end of next year. And so I always go in reverse. And so really New Year's is promises that we give to each other, right? A New Year's resolution is promises we give to each other. We got a new year. It's a fresh start. So what are we going to do with it? And so, guys, as we prepare our hearts, God gives us a fresh start every day, not just on New Year's. Every time we turn to God, like we were talking about, like we read in Lamentations, every time we turn to God, he gives us a fresh start. He gives us a fresh start. And so what are we going to do with that? What are we going to do with that fresh start? And I'm going to do this. Me and my family are going to do this. And I encourage you, all of us as a church, to do it with me. I want to give God my first 40 days. The first 40 days of the month, we actually updated the Live Truth Challenge, and we're going to pass out to everybody on the way out. But I encourage you, what are you going to give God this year? What's your New Year's resolution? And I pray, let this all be our New Year's resolution, to seek God like never before, to know him like never before, and to live an amazing relationship with him like never before as well. We're going to set the pace for the rest of the year. And I believe that in these 40 days, God's going to do a lot of amazing things. And, we did it before, like 4 months ago, and I believe that God has something special in these 40 days. And I encourage you to do it with me. Okay? And it doesn't matter if you slip up once, you keep it going. You make it to the very end. And we're going to start January 1st. And so by next Sunday, that would have been already the second day. And so I have it all planned out for one a day. It's really basic, guys. But let that be our worship. Let these 40 days be a sign of God. Every year, the Bible would say that the people had to give a first fruit offerings. The first of their crops they would have to give to the Lord. Well, we're given the first of, our first 40 days. That's what we're giving God. And so I encourage you to let that be your worship to the Lord for this New Year's. And don't make a promise to yourself, make a promise to him. And even though there might be New Year's resolutions or, you don't follow through all the time, well, keep going. Even if you might skip a day, you might mess up on a day, it doesn't matter. Always turn back to him, because you're going to have that temptation, that pull to come down. And I'm going to encourage you guys to push past that, because there's a blessing at the end of this. God's going to really do a lot of stuff personally, individually, and as a church. So I want to encourage you guys with that.